Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Kassandra, and I'm going to take you through this 15-minute before bed yoga practice. This is day 17 of the 30-day evening yoga movement. If you are new to this challenge, you can sign up for it. It's totally free. You can just click that first link down below in the description box. So for our practice this evening, let's begin in a wide-legged child's pose, adding a reverse prayer option with our palms. So you can either do this with your knees pretty close in towards one another, or if you'd like to get a little bit of a deeper stretch through the inner thighs, you're going to bring your knees out towards the sides of your mat, reaching your hips towards your heels, and then folding down from here. Normally we have our arms out, but for this one, we can press our hands together and bend the elbows, reaching the hands towards the back of the head, back of the neck. So take a moment to get settled here. This is really your practice, so please modify and leave out whatever does not serve you. In these classes, we use affirmations to really anchor our practice. And our affirmation tonight is abundance flows freely to me. Abundance flows freely to me. And as you internally repeat this affirmation, you might begin to ask yourself what abundance means and represents to you. Abundance of wealth, health, love, creativity, joy, whatever it is that you want to call in. Abundance flows freely to me. Let's go ahead and straighten our arms. We'll slowly lift and make our way up into our tabletop pose on hands and knees. So bring your knees back in so they're aligned underneath your hips, palms under your shoulders. And a different variation of our cat and cow. As you inhale, you're going to also lift and kick your right heel up towards the sky as you drop the belly. And on the exhale, draw your knee to your nose, round and contract. A few more like this. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. And let's go ahead and step that foot to the outer edge of your right hand, setting ourselves up for our lizard pose. You might want to lift and curl the right toes up and roll to the outer edge of your right foot as you press your hips forward and down. And I like to come down on the forearms. You don't need to. You can stay up lifted tall on your palms. Really just finding the variation of the pose that feels the most nourishing for your hips right now. So my arms are working a little bit just to hold me up in the pose, but really eliminate as much tightness from your neck and shoulders as you can. Three more breaths right here. If you were down on your forearms, start by coming back up onto your palms and just wiggle your foot in so it's back in between both hands. And now you're going to pivot your back foot like a kickstand. So your left foot moves to the right side of your mat, and go ahead and lift on up. Coming into a side low lunge. You're bending into that front knee and trying to push that knee open. So sinking the hips down as low as they can go. I like to just bring my left hand to my hip to support this. And press that right leg straight. Pivot and turn your right foot in so it's parallel to the shorter edge of your mat. Left arm reaches up and over into your gate pose. Big side body stretch. And coming back up, left hand down, right arm up. Counter stretch here. And now if you had your back toes curled under, point them back. And we're just going to come and sit down. So you kind of need to move your foot out in front of you so that you have space to sit. So you should have your right leg reaching out to the side. We're just going to turn, rotate over towards that right leg as we fold. So you should feel a nice big stretch through the left side of your low back, as well as down into the back of your right leg, deep into those hamstrings. Abundance flows freely to me. Go ahead and lift on up, take your time. And we're almost facing the top of the mat, so you can just cross at your ankles, tabletop pose on hands and knees. And we'll find that sequence on the other side. So cat and cow, lifting the left leg up with us this time. Inhale, drop the belly, reach through your left heel. Exhale, round and contract, knee to nose. Inhale. And exhale. Last one here. Breathing in. And drawing it in. Into your lizard pose. Step your foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Make sure you have your knee over your ankle. You can curl the left toes up. Roll to the outer edge of that foot. So you're pressing that knee and thigh down. And maybe come down onto your forearms. Relax your pelvis, your hips, your glutes as much as possible. Imagine you can breathe directly into that spot where you feel this the most. Three more breaths. And coming up onto our hands. Let's start to toe heel that foot back in. We're finding our side low lunge. So bring your right foot to the long edge of your mat before lifting up. And we're trying to press our hips towards the front of the mat and also squeeze your left knee open. Sink it down low. And let's straighten the left leg. Turn your left toes in. Reach your right arm all the way up and over. Big side body stretch. Counter stretch. Reach back up. Right hand down this time. Left arm reaches up overhead. Now, if you had your back right toes tucked under, point your toes. And as you start to sit your hips down, you'll need to move your heel out in front of you just so you have some space to lower. So the right foot is to the inner thigh, left leg is open to the side. Rotate your chest so you're facing over towards that left leg, and then you can go ahead and fold. So stretching more towards the right side of our low back this time, and deep into our left hamstrings. Notice where your mind tends to go when you do these classes. If you're trying to distract yourself, try to stay present with your breath, with your body. And we'll walk our hands in inch by inch. And this time, let's face forward instead of crossing at our ankles. Bend so that you have your feet flat on the floor, knees bent, and you can have your feet pretty far out in front of you, hands back behind you. Seated pigeon pose, cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee. Think of pressing that right thigh away, and then you can choose how close you want to bring that left knee in, just rocking a little bit side to side. We're trying to lift our chest up. And release from that side, and we'll switch. So right foot down, cross the left ankle over the right knee. Press that left thigh away from you and bring that right heel in, only if it's appropriate. Lift through your heart. Your arms are there for support. And let's release and come just to take a seat in a comfortable position for you here. Feel the length through both sides of your waist. Lift your shoulders all the way up and then slide them down your back. Chin parallel to the floor. Let's bring our hands together at the front of the heart and really anchor and connect to this affirmation. Abundance flows freely to me. Defining your own abundance. And we'll close our practice with the chant of Om. Let's inhale to chant. Big breath in. And let's bow forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for doing this 15-minute bedtime yoga flow with me. Do leave me a comment. Let me know how this practice went for you. And remember to use the hashtag good evening so I know you're part of this evening yoga movement. I'll see you again tomorrow evening for day 18. I would love for you to just take 5 minutes and do this affirmation meditation. Please do subscribe to my channel to support free yoga on the internet. You can do so just by clicking the subscribe button right here. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow.